I like it.
Ocho! Jerry Jones hinted
Here we go.
Dallas isn't done in the trade market this offseason. And there are a couple of deals in the work. We're looking at two things that could happen before or after the draft. Two pretty substantial trades been working on today. Ocho, are the Cowboys finally going all in?
No, probably not. Probably not. Because if he says something about it, it's probably not going to happen. You know? If it actually happens without him saying it, then yes. I mean, history shows that Jerry will say a lot of things and not do the things necessary to improve the team year in and year out. So why should this year be any different? I think maybe he came out and said something just to catch the headlines. Just to catch the headline like he always does. Give the fans hope.
What if he traded for Tyreek?
I like that. I like that.
I know you do.
I like that. Now you give man shit.
You put that speed with CD in the slot?
Man, what? And then you have listen, you have a complimentary number 3. Then wait a minute, I didn't even mention the draft yet. They pick at what, 12, right? 12 they pick at 12.
They're picking that high? They might be.
I forgot. Well, I'm trying to think. Young Bull, Omarion, if he's there. What's his last name? From
you talking about the running back from North Carolina? Yeah. The one we had on here.
Get Omarion. Aston Genty obviously is going to be gone. Or the Cowboys, if you really want to be slick, if you're really serious about winning and changing your program, man, go on up and sneak up there and get Aston Genty. Can you imagine adding him to that offense?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, I understand the running back is coming back, but Ocho people don't normally move up to take no running back. If you know that they move up to take every other position except that guy.
Well, let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
The addition of Saquon Barkley from the New York Giants to the Philadelphia Eagles was the last missing piece to get them over the hump to win a championship.
You got 4 Pro Bowl offensive linemen?
Who?
You got 4 Pro Bowl offensive linemen?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Hey,
you got 2 receivers that can lift coverage outside? What about your quarterback? How your quarterback looking?
They will. I mean, you got Dak. If I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, if Jerry puts his money where his mouth is and go get Tyreek from Miami, man, stop playing.
And Zach Martin retired.
Yeah, he did.
And that offensive line wasn't very good last year, Ocho.
Nah, they wasn't. They was banged up too, huh? They were banged up. Hey, put that in the universe too. Put that in the universe. Hey, Reek, I know you're gonna see this. Dak, I know you're gonna see this. CD, y'all gonna see this. Jerry, you probably gonna see this too. Make something happen, man. Make something happen.
You want to make something happen?
Change it up, man. Shoot the dice. Hey, Jerry Jones, I don't know if you play CeeLo, but roll it. Roll it, baby. I don't know if you play CeeLo, but roll it.
Ocho, this is about to make you upset. The smear campaign is.
Give me time. Let me get my towel. Let my towel go. You talk about I'm gonna be upset.
Yep, you about to be upset.
Okay, talk to me.
Let me get some of this oil on my skin. What y'all think about that?
I need to use some of them.
Hey, look, I've been eating fatback and cracklings or something. An NFL assistant coach spoke about Shedeur Sanders to Tom Pelissero and said, the worst formal interview I've ever been in my life. He's so entitled. He takes unnecessary sacks. He never plays on time. He has terrible body language. He blames teammate, but the biggest thing is he's not that good.
Man, that's some book. You know what? Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing? Behind all that was said, is there a name to that?
Hold on, Ocho, before you go any further. The worst formal interview I've been in. He's so entitled. Okay, he takes unnecessary sack. That's not an interview. He never plays on time. That's not a part of the interview. He's horrible. He has horrible body language. He blames his teammate. The biggest thing.
When is he ever?
I thought an interview, he came in. You know, the way he talks about himself. He's condescending.
Right.
He's, blah, blah, blah. That's an interview.
Right.
You
None
saying
of
the
what
guy?
he said that's making no sense. And I'm curious. We know why. We know why the pundits are doing this, the analysts and whoever it may
Well,
be.
don't take him. Assistant coach, if you're on a team, you recommend that they don't take Shedeur. But you don't
Yeah.
got to do this.
Yeah, it
Why
doesn't make any
now?
sense. It doesn't make any
Because
sense.
that man is confident.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody said nothing when Baker Mayfield
Oh,
was a lot like this.
hey,
I ain't hear none of this.
actually he was a little bit more flamboyant than this. Much more. I mean, Shedeur does the watch, but listen, Baker Mayfield was a real one, playing the flag in the middle of the field and talking trash. Oh, you don't want to shake my hand? Okay, bet.
Bet.
Hold my beer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Baker was a real one, but they enjoyed it. They enjoyed it when he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, when it comes to Shedeur, it's a personal vendetta. Obviously, not only against him, but those who don't like his father as well, and it's carrying over when the two should be separated in general. Don't allow your hate for Prime or whatever disdain you might have for him to affect what Shadeur's going to do for a team at the next level.
It's too
If you
late
turn,
now, Ocho.
listen, you turn on the film, it speaks for itself. What are we talking about?
The
I'm
man
not even
ain't
sure
good.
why it's up for discussion. Turn
So
on the
I'm just trying.
film. Everywhere he's gone, he's been successful.
If he's not that good, so how Colorado go from a 1-win team to like a 5-win team to all of a sudden a 8-9-win team?
Again, the proof is in the pudding when you turn the film on. Forget what they talk about.
Damn.
Whoever that was.
Pittsburgh is on the clock. Shedeur hinting at the Steelers pick. Shedeur was asked who's on his Mount Rushmore duos along with Brady and Gronk and Rodgers and Devontae. His last spot, whoever the quarterback is for DK Metcalf and George Pickens, whoever that is this year.
Wait a minute. Bring that to me one more time, so I get a better understanding.
Mount Rushmore duos: Brady and Gronk,
Uh-huh.
Rodgers and Devontae,
Uh-huh.
and the quarterback that's throwing to DK and Pickens.
Who's gonna be the quarterback?
I mean, you put those names out there, I guess you're thinking it's going to be you.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
Who's your other Mount Rushmore? If you got Brady, Gronk, Rodgers, Devontae,
Uh-huh.
you gotta have Rice with either Young or Montana.
Yeah, Rice. I like Rice Young better. I
Okay,
mean, not
and
Young.
then
I like Rice Montana better.
okay.
Can I give you another one?
Yes,
I like Roethlisberger Brown.
okay. Be-
Um,
better than my homeboy Trav.
that good one. Are we putting the tight end in that receiver category? Or
Yeah,
just we just talk
he
about
took Brady Gronk.
that's right, you did Brady Gronk. But
Yeah.
my homeboy and Trav would be in that, obviously.
What about Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates?
Antonio Gates, that's nice. It's nice. It's not it's nice, especially with the numbers they put up together.
Oh yeah,
Good numbers.
yeah.
Really good numbers.
They put up great numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Andrews said the gloves were completely soaked on the final 2-point conversion play against the Bills, where he dropped the ball and was debating taking them off the play before. I'm thinking, do I take it off? Do I not? It was so fast, so quick that it just happened. At the end of the day, I still should have caught the ball. Ocho?
I hate reliving stuff like that.
It's going to haunt him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, it was a low ball, but it was catchable. It was a difficult ball, especially for a tight end. Looking down, but
That's the hardest ball. That's the hardest ball to catch.
yeah, anything below the waist.
Trying to slide. Yeah.
Anything
Because you're
below the
trying to
waist.
slide, Ocho. You
Mm-hmm.
don't really track it because you got to look it all the way in and you kind of
Yeah.
like cradle it and it get to your pads so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And once it hit them pads and you ain't put your
Mm-hmm.
hands on it, that ball gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ball gone.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, hands wet, that really had nothing to do with it. In that scenario, especially as soft as the ball was thrown.
If you're thinking, if Ocho, what should have happened, if you think about doing something, go ahead and do it. If you're thinking about taking the gloves off, he probably should have took them off, Ocho.
Right.
Probably should have took them off. Damn. I hate that man gonna relive that situation for the rest of his life in his head.
Not only is he going to have to relive it, people are going to remind him of it.
To the surprise of even some Atlanta Falcons staffers, first cousins reported to the start of team's voluntary offseason program today. Given the voluntary nature of phase 1 offseason workouts consisting of meeting, strength and conditioning, the expectation was cousin might skip this stage as he waits for a future to unfold. An expectation that even had Coach Raheem Morris shared as recently as April 1st. Ocho, cousin said, I ain't giving y'all none of this money. I'm going to get every dime. Y'all supposed to give me $100 million for the guarantee.
You're going to give me fully guaranteed.
$100 million.
So what's going to happen in a situation like this? I mean, you would be better suited to know better than I would.
They're going to have to pay him. You look,
you can't cut him, right?
Yeah, you can. That's what they did with Russ.
But you still gonna have to give him the money regardless.
Yes. That's why Pittsburgh was able to get him for $1 million because the Broncos had to pay the $38 million. So Cousins still owed a boatload of money, Ocho.
Jesus.
I don't see him as a backup.
Right.
I don't.
Well,
just being honest.
What teams are out there that need a quarterback? The ones that need a quarterback are going to find those needs in the draft because they're looking for players to be. I mean, there's only two.
Cleveland's going to take Shedeur or Abdul Carter. They need a quarterback.
I mean, is Abdul Carter is an impacting player, but he's not a franchise-changing player. The Browns need
yeah. I mean, I think you're looking at a guy that can bend the edge. You put him opposite of Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
You see Philly what they were able to do with the pass rush to disrupt Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I'm saying they're not taking a quarterback at that spot. So they're going to probably take Shedeur. Excuse me. They're probably going to take Trav or Carter. Let's just say for the sake of argument, they take Hunter.
Right.
They could be on the market for a quarterback. They did sign Flacco.
Yeah.
So that might have been.
Damn, I'm trying to think. I don't like. Hey, Flacco plays so well in that offense and look completely different from Deshaun. Deshaun's not going to be back and healthy for a while. I'm assuming at the start of the season he won't be available. And
I don't see
Flacco's a security blanket. I'm assuming, based on his familiarity with the system.
Better keep, because the thing is, Ocho, he tore it and then he retore it.
I hate.
But I mean, he said he was healthy. You know, people underestimate him. He can't wait to get back. So we're gonna see.
Yeah,
we're gonna see.
I'm hoping listen. Deshaun said he's gonna be back better than ever. I'm expecting to be back better than ever. Obviously,
I'm trying to think of a situation where could Cousins go.
What if they cut him or trade him?
Cut him. Ain't nobody gonna trade for him. I ain't picking up that salary.
Oh yeah, picking up that salary.
Can't go to the Raiders. They got Geno.
Right.
Can't go to anywhere in the NFC South because they are stacked up at quarterback. Let's see, the AFC West. You're not going to Kansas City. You're not going to Denver. You're not going to the Chargers. Boom. Okay, let's try the AFC East. The Jets just got Justin Fields. Right. You know, they sit in Buffalo. They sit in Miami. They sit in New England. So that's out.
Well, hold on.
What about the AFC South?
What about AFC North? There's one team in AFC North that doesn't have a quarterback.
I said, Cleveland. We said Cleveland.
Cleveland? Ain't them Pittsburgh? You know, number 8 want to play around. Number 8 want to play around, and he no.
Well, you never say never because Rodgers hadn't committed to anybody, so that's a possibility that he could end up there.
I like that. I like that. I like that. You know, Aaron, you want to play around, and one thing we do know about that goddamn Kirk Cousins, he gonna let that ball go. He gonna sling it. You got
And
DK, you got George. I'm not sure what the offense will look like. I'm sure the offense had to change a little bit. I'm not sure who the running back is for the Steelers right now.
Jalen Warren.
Okay. I
He's
think
not going. He's not going. He's not going to Tennessee. They're going to take Cam Ward,
no, they're
and
gonna
they
take
still
Cam.
and they still got Will Levis.
Right.
They brought in some. They brought in Daniel Jones to challenge Richardson. That's not happening.
No.
Um,
Wait a minute.
Jacksonville. What about a backup to Trevor Lawrence?
That'd be a good one. And also not only a backup, someone that can push and challenge Trevor Lawrence as well. Not that it would really happen because they've just paid him all that money, but still,
Exactly.
just having that veteran presence in the locker room with you, I think would be dope for Trevor Lawrence and his growth.
The Browns and the Giants are fielding trade calls for picks 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Browns pick 2, Giants pick 3. I think both teams realize there's not a player in the draft that's going to change their life.
Right.
But if I can trade that pick and get more picks, maybe. What you think? You like it?
No. No. Absolutely not. Why you trading out of it and you know what you need already? Why are you trading out of a pick and you know what you need? You're not getting it in later rounds. Why are you going backwards?
I guess they're saying they get draft capital, get more. So instead of having a third pick, maybe we trade. Everybody has a first round pick this year. So now I trade back, and now maybe I get an extra second. I get
Right.
an extra third.
No, man. No. No, you struggling. You struggling in certain areas, and the areas you're struggling in, you know what you need. You know what you need. Get what you need and stop playing. Test it. You got you
You
got you
go
got
ahead.
Cam is going to Tennessee. You have
Mm-hmm.
Shedeur that's going to be available. Forget all this stuff everybody talk about. You watched the film. You've seen what he can do. He did it in high school. He did it at Jackson State. He did it at Colorado. There's
Mm-hmm.
some other quarterbacks that are supposed to go in the second round. There might be a surprise if these pundits and these analysts and GMs and scouts really don't like Shedeur because of the way he carries himself. You know, you have Dart and you have some other
I
quarterbacks
ain't
that,
been to humble myself,
yeah,
but
I mean,
you,
listen, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either.
what you see is what you get, bro. I did the job.
Yeah.
I did the job. That probably rub people but time. But time is who he is.
Yeah.
Who he is. Long as it's not destructive to the team,
Right.
what's the issue, man? Why
Mm-hmm.
y'all want the man to think less of himself? The man confident. Look at his daddy. His daddy was confident. He instilled that in him.
Mm-hmm.
We
That's
don't
all.
we don't bow down. We don't hold our head just because you don't feel this way about yourself. So now you want me to make me feel good about yourself by lowering myself,
Mm-hmm.
by hanging my head, not being confident. You don't want me to be confident because it gives you the confidence to make you think that we're on the same level.
Right. But it makes you uncomfortable.
No.
It makes you uncomfortable.
Woo. I don't know, Ocho. What can I get for picks 2 and 3, Ocho? What can I get?
Listen, you can
How
get a little
high?
bit.
Let me ask you a question. How high is somebody coming up? Because if you come up high enough, you come up more than 4 places, or I'm
Yeah.
getting your first round of next year.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hell, if you coming up that high, you might get 2 first rounders, or you get a first and a second.
We switch. That's my point.
Yeah.
So, but do you believe there's one player in this draft that's going to go at second, that's going to go at third, that's going to be life changing?
Travis Hunter,
Okay.
life changing.
Well,
Abdul
if you believe he's
Carter.
going to be life changing, you stand pat, you take him.
That's why I think it's all bluffing. The Cleveland Browns and the Giants talk about all these picks and trade and call, accepting call. They bluffing. They bluffing. They bluffing.
Travis Hunter's father, Travis Hunter Sr., wasn't able to attend when he accepted the Heisman Trophy, but he'll be there in 2020 at the 2025 draft. He was granted permission by the courts recently to travel to Green Bay.
That's dope.
Hunter Sr. was sentenced to 90 days in late September 24th, stemming from a 2023 arrest on a gun and drug charges. He was released from Palm Beach County West Detention Center in Belglade, the muck, 9 days before the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York, but was unable to attend. He was placed on 3-year period of probation in order to complete the first year under home confinement. I like this.
Yeah, that's
a special moment, and I'm glad seniors get able to share this moment with his son Junior.
Because you only get it once,
and it's never going to happen again. It's never going to happen again. He put himself in a situation. He got the arrest, and he wasn't able to get there because I could imagine what that would have been like to see my son and to hug my son when he won that award. He gets to be here for this one, and I thank the courts for giving him this opportunity.
Yes,
relish it, cherish it, because there ain't gonna be another one of these. You miss one, you won't miss another one. That's awesome. That's awesome. Devontae Adams said that the 49ers tried to lowball him in free agency before he signed with the Rams. I was entertaining the Niners, but they were like, we're paying wholesale. Nah, we ain't paying retail. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not a wholesale type of dude.
Absolutely not. Listen, that would have been tremendous. That would have been tremendous help for Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Ayuk went out. It would have made Debo's job much easier.
Debo gone. Debo in Washington. Remember they traded Debo.
I'm saying. I'm talking about free agent. I'm just saying this was before he went to the Jets, though.
No, he went to the Rams.
I mean, before he went. Okay. You're right. I'm tripping. I'm thinking back a whole.
You're thinking way before. No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, listen, that would have been dope. You got Ayuk coming off ACL. Why would you not want to have someone like Devontae Adams that can who to me is considered the top route runner in the NFL? And if anybody in the chat wants to argue with me, we can argue that down.
I think, Ocho, and let me know what you think. Because they pay him Ayuk 28, 29 million, and then turn around and pay him. I'm not sure they really want to pay. I don't think they really wanted to pay Ayuk, but they didn't really have no choice.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't. But you can't disrespect one of the better players.
Well, let me ask you a question.
You can't
pay. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, I pay him. What I'm gonna do with Brock Purdy? Who gonna throw in the ball now? You know Brock Purdy in line for a big ass payday, right? He's gone to the Super Bowl, been to the NFC Championship game, going to the Super Bowl. You're gonna have to break bread, Ocho.
Yeah. You're gonna have to. Listen, you gotta make a way. You know who found a way to do it? The Eagles.
Eagles just made the center, the second highest paid center.
It's funny how the Eagles find a way to make it work every time. No issues, no problems.
The offensive linemen got them locked up. They get them a year early. Now watch after this season, they're gonna lock Jalen Carter ass up, and rightfully so.
Wait, after this season or one more?
After this one. Hey, you okay? You waited. You do realize the price keep going up.
Oh yeah, every time. Well, my and my battery dying. Hold on, I need my charger.
Yeah, Coach Prime want NIL salary cap in college football. There should be some kind of cap. Our game should emulate an NFL game in every aspect: rules, regulations, whatever the rules. Whatever the NFL rules, the college rules should be the same. There should be a cap, and every team gets this and should be able to spend that. Ocho, Joe, should there be an NIL salary cap in college football?
I don't like it. I want the players to get as much as they can off their likeness. Because is there a salary cap when it comes to coaches going from college to college or school to school? Do they put a salary cap on the coaches being able to get as much money as they want? Absolutely not. So don't do it to the players either. Don't do it to the players. They make these colleges, these universities, and these entities make billions and B word, not millions, billions every year. Collectively off players' likeness. Allow them to get a piece of the pie for the change. Allow them to get a piece of pie for the change. And it's going to be like this for a very long time. Obviously, we know the landscape of NCAA has changed. You got to pay to play, whether it be basketball or whether it be football. You want to win, you got to pay to play. You want to get the best players, you got to pay to get them to come to your school. That's a part of the game. That's what the game is right now. But don't put a salary cap on it. No, don't, because they don't do it for the coaches.
What you think?
And they pick up and go whenever they want to when there's a better opportunity.
What you want, Joe? What you thinking, Joe?
I wouldn't say salary cap, but I do want to see all the player athletes get compensated to some degree. Even let's say even if you ain't a guy who playing major minutes, like I think it's enough to go around. I mean, these dudes, they all professional athletes now. You know, we can't.
Yes.
It's not just a collegiate athlete. Like you're a professional, so you got to carry yourself that way. And I just feel like if you got one dude making $7 million, another dude making $2.5, $3 million. Man, I think you can stretch it out to where everybody on the team is making a little something.
I just saw in basketball, I think 50% of the players in college basketball entered the portal.
Yeah.
50%, Joe. Ocho. Think about that.
Yeah.
50% of the college basketball
50?
player are in the portal.
No loyalty, they ain't studying that. Hey, them young boys get into that mind. They get into the mind. They ain't studying all that. What kind of system you running? I'm not studying that. Hey, what y'all paying me, man? What y'all paying me?
That's it.
And Joe, you can't coach kids like we used to get coached. You can't yell at a kid. You got kids coming in now. How much money you got and how much time I'm gonna play?
Yeah.
You ain't talking right. I got to go.
Yeah. Think about
That's
it.
where they are. That's where we are now, Ocho. Kid, and I get it to a certain extent. That's all we knew. So the yelling and screaming and the cussing and the grabbing the face mask or whatever the case may be, that's all we knew. But in today's time, these kids, there's been a slow evolution where coaches have had to get away from that. Coaches have gotten fired.
Yeah.
Cursing and saying things and doing things. I don't even know if they have Oklahoma anymore, Ocho. I don't know if they have Bull in the Ring no more.
They have
They
to.
don't. I mean, we go sometimes we go practice it. We go damn near the whole practice with no water, Ocho. Make a mistake. Nah, you ain't getting no water. Pour that water out.
Yeah, that's why sometimes kids today they getting a little soft now. We started Bull in the Ring. We started Oklahoma drill. I'm talking about I was 5 years old.
Oh, for sure.
I was 5 years old. I never forget 1988. I tell you, 1988, Miami Lakes Optimists. I can tell you who my coach was. Coach Bud, rest in peace. What we doing? I'm 5 years old. We doing Oklahoma drills and Bull in the Ring 5 years old with pads on. That builds character.
Yes, it builds something.
That's how out of Florida. That's why we are the way we are out of Florida. It builds character.
Hey, look, I played for the Bear, aka Nolan Richardson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
40 minutes of hell.
Hey, Unc Ocho, you come to practice, you may not even touch a basketball today. He just might put an hour up there on the clock and you just run around the whole court Indian run for 60 minutes straight. One thing about it, you're going to be in some shape, brother. You're going to be in some shape.
60 minutes or 60
straight
seconds?
Indian run. Hey, look, if you in the back, with the medicine ball, you got to run a whole circle and come back to the front of the line, then another. Yeah. Hey, 60 straight minutes, nonstop, until we get into them legs, because his favorite quote was, "The fatigue makes cowards of us all."
Mm-hmm.
That is.
And now, look.
Lying.
Once you get tired, now we want to see if you can play basketball, because they go. Hey, you got guys gonna be looking like Ocho out there in that celebrity game playing against T-Mac.
Whoa.
Pure garbage.
Hey, hold on. You telling me how I look when my legs were already gone after I had already dropped 22 in a celebrity game?
Well, I ain't see that. I'm just telling you what I see.
Well, watch the whole footage. They just showed the part where we almost fought, and I'm gonna beat his ass. Yeah, you ain't see that. That's what you almost saw.
I didn't see that. I ain't see that part.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. T-Mac, that's my dog. I respect him as a player, but NBA players cannot deal with true athletes outside of a structured environment, 5-on-5 and running plays and setting picks. You can't play somebody like me and think you're gonna succeed. That's why I try to keep telling you. and you don't seem to understand.
All right. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to back to in college playing for Nolan Richardson. Hey, listen, we probably would have had a few guys in the portal too if you could jump in the portal. Hey, man, it was tough down there. You can't coach them guys like that no more. Hey,
No,
look,
you can't. You can't be tough. Guys are, you can't yell. You can't. And the thing is, because we stayed out when we were young, Ocho, we stayed outside. So when it came down to practice, I don't remember anybody. I don't remember anybody fainting or dying or passing out or something like that. Like you see these kids now, they do these hard drills and
they fall out.
Yeah. We didn't have that because we was outside. We was playing basketball, playing football. We was working outside. It wasn't we in PlayStation, we inside, and then all of a sudden you go out to 100 degrees and try to run and do all that other stuff. Yeah, something bad gonna happen.
Yeah. Hey, listen, that's everybody they want to do all this healthy eating, and they pegatarian and vaginosaurus and all this other stuff that don't make no sense. They listen to science, they listen to analytics. We ain't had none of that.
No.
When it was summertime, you hear me? When it was summertime, Joe, we wanted to come in the house. No, if you're thirsty, drink from the water hose on the side of the house. You had to turn it on. Hey, you had to turn it on and wait for the water to get cold because it came out hot as hell.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't get hurt. That's why we didn't get sick. Today, I got a paper cut. I got to go to the doctor. What?
Hey, listen, we didn't have the distraction that they have in today's world.
They don't. We didn't have no social media, Ocho. We really didn't have no video games. You had to go to the arcade. Back then, Ocho, you had to go to the arcade if you want to play.
We had the arcade. Yeah.
You had no. There was a very select. I mean, we used to have like Game Boy. We had some, a couple of handheld games, but it wasn't nothing like what these kids got now. These kids now,
right?
That's why I say when you find a kid now that's focused, boy, you got something.
Yeah. Because it's hard.
There's so many distractions. You got Madden, and you got NBA 2K, and you got Call of Duty, and Fortnite, and this and that, and Minecraft, and you got social media. You got TikTok, and whatever the case may be, Snapchat, or all that other stuff. whatever you got going on, Ocho. There's so much going on now that it's hard, and it seems like as each generation, the attention span and the focus get less and less, less and less, less and less. Yeah. It's hard. You got to get kids 10 minutes. Kids can't listen longer than 10 minutes. That's right. Okay, go take a break. What? It's different now. So I tip my hat to kids that come up in this environment now, and they focus and they know what they want. Well, I want to be this. I want to be and I'm not just talking about a professional athlete. I'm talking about I want to be a doctor, and they take the steps to do that. I want to be this or I want to be that. It tells me a lot because we didn't have the distractions that they got now, Joe.
No, we didn't, and it's hurting a lot of guys now. Cause see, they can sit around on them video games on them PCs and Xboxes and PlayStation. That 6 to 12 hours can go by quick.
Very.
And the thing is, Ocho,
I'm one of the ones that do it now,
Joe. Kid like say, hey, I want to be a streamer.
Man,
what? I want to stream. You can make money. You look at a Casanat, or you look at Speed, or you look at some of these guys, man, they're making millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Man, look, even if you could have made money back then, my grandma Mary Porter said, get your ass out this house, you go hit them fields.
Outside,
And first of all, the TV got to work for you to play video games, and our TV wasn't working half the time. So
the funny thing about it too, even in today's era, with players more focused on building a brand because of social media instead of working on your craft, working your craft and handling your business in between the lines and handling your business on the hardwood, the brand gonna take care of itself because you handle your business where it matters most. Now you got some players, regardless of social media, regardless of game, and regardless of all the distractions, they show up and you can tell they put in the work, especially in college. Your Travis Hunters, your Jeremiah Smiths. There's some your Shedeur Sanders, your Cam Ward. There's some other, your Abdul Carters. The other players that have been able to succeed that are newly in the league. Your Justin Jeffersons, your Chases. So players or dudes like that have a singular focus, despite all the distractions going on around them, to still be locked in on what the end goal is and keeping the main thing. Well, I commend them. I commend
This
him.
is hard.
According to DraftKings Sportsbook, Zootopia 2 has better odds to win Best Picture at the Oscars than the Dallas Cowboys do to win the Super Bowl. The Cowboys to win the Super Bowl plus 7,500. Zootopia 2, Best Picture, plus 6,500. Damn, when was the last time an animation won Best Picture? Huh? Never? It's never. You talking about the 98 years they've been doing this, Ocho.
Right. Never.
I guess they said the Cowboys never gonna win the Super Bowl. Not this year.
Oh man.
That's what they say.
I mean, if they go up and get Ashton Genty at 6, they got a good chance.
Man, you know Jerry Jones ain't finna give up that draft capital, what it takes to zoom up that draft board to get it.
If he's serious about winning,
When do you know him to be serious about winning?
you right about that. So I'm with you
What
when
pick
you're right.
got?
That's
What
one
pick
thing.
Cowboys got?
What piece the Cowboys?
12.
12, yeah.
What
Oh,
they
that's
go?
a couple of that's your second round and possibly your third or your fourth one to move up there 6 spots.
I think Ashton Genty probably going 6 to the Wait, the Raiders at 6, right? Or am I tripping?
Yeah.
I think the Raiders at 6. I say he might. I think he might go to the Raiders.
Aaron Rodgers didn't mince words when he discussed the end of an interesting 2 years in New York, describing a tenuous meeting with Jets head coach Aaron Glenn prior to free agency. I figured that I flew across country on my own dime. There was going to be a conversation. Rodgers alleged that 20 seconds into the sit-down with Glenn and new general manager Darren Moogie, Glenn questioned whether Rodgers still desired to play. Then he informed the Jets was going in a different direction. Glenn also implied he worried about Rodgers potentially undermining the leadership of the team and meetings. And Rodgers says, I didn't want any part of that. It was already a debacle. Hold on. He said on Pat McAfee's show, because I wanted to make sure I get this right, because y'all say
Yes,
I
sir.
got to. He said Aaron Glenn asked if he wanted to play football. He said, I'm interested. He didn't say, yes, I'm raring to go. I'm fired up. He said, interested in playing. That's all AG and the manager wanted to hear. He also said there's still a possibility of retirement. Nobody is putting up with Aaron Rodgers' bull jive, especially the Jets. Ocho, if somebody asks you, if Chad, you going for the job, it's like, hey, would you like to get this job? I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
A person that wants the job, oh, I would love to have this job. I'm so excited. Thank you for considering me for the position. I'm so happy. Somebody asks you, are you going to play football? You interested? Oh, they gone.
Yeah. Hey, listen, Unc. I think Aaron Rodgers, at this point, I think you can see, and you would think at this point, he would see that the leverage that he's used to having for so many years, based on what he's done and all his past accomplishments, it's not working. It's not there. It's not where it used to be, and it's not where it's going to be, especially with Aaron Glenn, who's a former player who understands what it takes as a head coach now on what he needs in that locker room, and having the person who's going to be the leader of men offensively. You can't be coming in with that kind of attitude. Yeah. And so if you answer like that, and it lets him know clearly right away, hey, you know what? He's still
Thank you.
He's not ready. He's not ready. And he's not putting up with that foolishness.
What player?
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
Before you even go. You think if they ask Justin Fields that exact same question, are you interested in playing? How you think Justin Fields is going to respond?
Yes.
Fuck you. Oh, my bad. Hell yeah.
And that's
I'm gonna write down everything I'm willing to do to make sure I do what I can to make sure
that I'm ready to play and I'm excited to be here. You see, the problem is he said something very interesting. Y'all called me out. I told you, Ocho, I said, Aaron Rodgers believes his resume is good enough that he doesn't have to audition anymore, that he should just get a job based on his resume. And people, well, my grandpa used to always say, boy, if you're not careful, you'll become the very thing you despise the most in a person. Now, look at Brett Favre's situation and how it played out in Green Bay. Jets, boom. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Tell me it ain't carbon copy. One guy won 3 MVPs.
Right.
One guy won 4 MVPs. Brett went to a Super Bowl, won that, went back the next year. We beat him. Aaron Rodgers was one and done. He's never been back. I don't get what he doesn't get. Now, let me tell you what would have happened. And everybody say, you call me way over here. Had they told him, you see, Aaron, that's the problem. See what you fail to realize. They did that before. What did it get them? They flew their ass cross country to come see you. Now, this is what would have happened. Had they called him and tell Aaron Rodgers they're going in a different direction, the first thing he's going to say, they didn't have a common courtesy to come tell me to my face. You see? The one thing, if y'all guys have noticed, Aaron Rodgers is always the victim in his story. You see how quick he flipped that and put it on the Jets? You see how quick he flipped that and put it on Aaron Rodgers? No accountability in this. The way he conducted himself, the way he played, is all the Jets. The Jets were at fault. I did nothing wrong. I'm always a little leery of someone that's always a victim in their story. Ain't nobody else the victim? Ain't nobody else has ever been done wrong in your story. Only you.
But can I say one thing about it in chat? I mean, y'all might not believe me, but one thing about a person that's as decorated as him, that has accomplished what he's accomplished, and having that past resume, he's still gonna get an opportunity because of it.
Yes.
He's still going to get an opportunity.
The Steelers still holding out hope.
Yeah, because you understand what you get in hopes. Even if it doesn't look like the Aaron Rodgers of Green Bay, we hope we get flashes of what we know you can do. And we know what flashes of Aaron Rodgers is better than absolutely nothing. Because we know, you know what? I don't want to talk about
Let me finish. Let me tell you what he said. Aaron also spoke about the hesitation to make a decision on his NFL future. I'm in a different phase of my life. I'm 41 years of age. I'm in a serious relationship. To make a commitment to a team is a big thing, whether you're a first-year player or a 20-year vet. How is it a big thing? You in the Chad? Do y'all hear this man? He says it's a big thing to make a commitment to be on an NFL roster. Either you do or you don't. Look at it. I tell you what. Look at Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald said, I don't want to train like that no more. He said, I've done this the better part. I did it all 10 of my NFL career, all 10 years of my NFL career, and I did it for 3-4 years of college. I have no desire to train my body, to train my mind. I'm walking away. To make a commitment to a team is a big thing, whether you're a first-year player or a 20-year vet. I had a lot of great conversations with a lot of teams. Not one of those was the Jets, because that wasn't a great conversation. Because you know why? Everybody else let you fiddle around with them. Jets said we moved on, and they told you to your face. See, break it up over the phone or through an email or a text message is one thing. But when somebody have the courage to look you in your face and tell you, say, nah, I'm moving on. Whew, you could. That hurt, Ocho.
You know who made that call, huh? You know that call that ain't from upstairs. That's Aaron Glenn call.
Yeah. But I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. Ocho, check this out. He says, I'm open to anything and attached to nothing. So, yeah, retirement could still be a possibility. But right now, my focus is on my personal life. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Now, see, when I told y'all all of this, y'all called me everything. You said I had a personal axe to grind. I've been telling you, go back and look it up. Go back to CBS 20 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, do you understand the leverage you have to even use the words in the sentence that he does on if he wants to come back and play? You understand the galls and understand the balls you got to have to be able to say some of the things you're saying when teams are waiting on you. You holding teams, well, not teams.
No, he ain't holding them hostage. They're allowing. You see, Ocho, they're allowing him. Now, you know what? 7-8 years ago, I would allow him to hold me hostage.
Yeah.
Not now. Not at 41.
Man. You know what? even at 41, look what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, owners and GMs are basing everything on what he did in the past, especially at that position.
He might as well just let
What's
it. Because the mere fact. Go ahead, Ocho.
Hold on, what's there to pick from? What's there to pick from? Think about that. Let's start there. Let's say, okay, you know what? Forget it. We're going to move on from him. Who's the Steelers starting quarterback this year?
Rudolph, right? Ain't Mason Rudolph back?
Mason Rudolph?
Nah, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's back, right? Is it Mason Rudolph or Kenny Pickett?
I think it's Mason Rudolph. But again, now you see, and this is no disrespect to Mason Rudolph. He's been there already. They've seen what he can do. But is Mason Rudolph the answer? They feel, well, we know what Aaron Rodgers can do. We know what he looks like. He might not be the same Aaron Rodgers of old, but I know he's better than what we have.
Yeah, do you say
They're gonna allow him to do that.
They said that about Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson won more games than Aaron Rodgers. But that ain't none of my business. I don't even know why I brought that up.
But when I said Zach wasn't the issue, okay, but I'm gonna let that go.
I don't fault Aaron. You shouldn't fault anybody if you allow someone to treat you like that and say they treat me so bad, but you haven't left.
Yeah.
Everybody, I told y'all. See, the thing is that people see y'all listen to what he say. I listen to what he don't say. See, that's how psychologists, that's how they analyze a lot of people. I don't worry about what you say. I worry about what you should have said and what you didn't say. That tells me a lot more about you. Told you. I told y'all. This man, they asked him, did he want to play football? He said he was interested.
Hold on. Hey, this is not, we ain't talk about no flag football.
No.
We ain't talk about AAU. We talk about NFL teams that are investing millions of dollars in you. You know what? Do you want to play?
I'm interested.
I don't know. I'm going to think about it. But I'm interested, though. You know, no other player, no other position outside of a quarterback, a decorated quarterback, would be able to pull this off.
No.
Nobody.
Nah, he didn't have a great conversation. So what? There's like, you mean to tell me we can't talk you into it? For him to have this late, bro, we in April, and you still haven't decided your personal life. Okay, bro, go live your life. You've earned that right to live your personal life. You're in a serious relationship. Congratulations. I'm happy for you that you found someone that you want to be with. They understand you. You understand them, and it's a beautiful thing. I am happy for you. But you wasted these people time. You wasted these people time, and then you mad. He mad. You see how he put the onus on the Jets. I had a great conversation. Bro, what's the conversation? Ocho, I come in talking about, hey, you want this relationship? I'm interested. Okay, thank you. You already told me. You already told me what it is. What it's gonna be. What are we talking about? I gotta talk you into staying in a relationship with me? Nah.
Right.
Nah.
Hey, I don't. Maybe the love for the game is not there like it used to be.
Let it go.
If it was me, the position. I'm not Aaron Rodgers, and obviously my views and the way I think about the game of football are completely different. But if it was me, wait a minute, I get to go to the Steelers, a historic franchise that won multiple championships. Damn, offensively, I get to work with DK Metcalf and my young bull George Pickens. Well, hell, we in April, but I could have them right now with me wherever I want to be at, getting that chemistry going. Learning their timing, learning the rhythm. That's just me. I'm throwing with them boys right now in April just to get acclimated with them.
Does that strike you as something that he would do?
My personal life. Talk about no personal life. What is everybody that's in the NFL right now? What are they doing, Unc? Everybody doing what?
That want to play football, they training. They
Come on, man. Everybody training.
this
Everybody, especially if you're serious about winning or being better.
this entire time, I haven't felt like I've owed anybody any decision at any point. I'm not holding anybody hostage. When the commitment is made, it has to be an all-in type of commitment. I don't think it's fair to the Steelers or anyone else I'm dealing with. A lot of off the field. It's a lot off the field to make that commitment. The people that need to know. That's what I said. He ain't holding nobody hostage. Teams are allowing him to do this. I'm moving accordingly. You do you. We're gonna do us.
Hey, listen. Oh, you know what? He's moving accordingly, and the team needs to do so as well. Because I've applied that to life. I've applied that to life. You pay attention. You use your eyes, because I can see better than I can hear. I can see what Aaron Rodgers is doing, so I'm not even worried about what you're telling me. You're telling me you're really not interested in playing.
No.
So I'm gonna move accordingly.
Yes, as you should. And that was
Despite the options at the quarterback position not being anything like you. Despite your last 2 years really not being much, but still, we hanging on a women of prayer based on what you did in the past.
Colorado is retiring Shedeurs, number 2, and Travis Hunter's number 12. The school announced number 2 and 12 will officially be untouchable. The haters are out in full force. Many pointed out that Florida hasn't even tired Tebow, and he won 2 national championships and a Heisman. Brandon, I played with 15 at Texas Tech, 9 at LSU, 2 of the most historic quarterbacks in college football, and neither had their jersey retired. See, you basing what somebody else got based on what somebody else didn't get. Get you in trouble every time.
All the time.
Get you in trouble every time. I can't worry about who jersey. Hey, I did what I did. Savannah State was thought enough of me. They retired my jersey. I'm humble. I'm honored. But if they had, what was I going to do? I mean, I'm just trying to figure out, okay. But why? Who cares, Ocho?
Right. I mean, listen, they decided to retire, Travis Hunter.
What LSU does at LSU?
Yeah.
What Florida does at Florida?
Well, hell,
How does that impact Colorado?
it doesn't at all. But I know one thing: when you think about schools like LSU, think about schools like Florida, well, more so LSU in that matter. If they get the retiring jerseys from some of the great,
they run out of jerseys.
They wouldn't have no jerseys. They wouldn't have no team.
Right.
They ain't gonna have no jerseys.
Yes.
When you think about it,
yes. Yes, I mean I understand. Savannah State only had a handful,
right?
Even Grambling, all the great players that came out of Grambling,
Hey.
you retired those. Come on, man.
Good ones. It's so funny.
A Southern, because back in the day, that's where all the black players came from because there was no integration. Before they were integrated, you had to go get a guy from black college football if that's what you. But I was like, bro, come on.
Yeah. It is what it is. Again, I will always say it, and that will always be my favorite line, which is why I never compare anything ever. I've always been this way. I never compare myself to anyone.
Yeah.
Worry about what they're doing. Worry about what they're gonna do, because comparison is a thief of joy. If you live your life comparing to what other people have going on, boy, you're gonna always be sad. You're always gonna be mad because they're gonna always be someone doing better than you. Always, no matter what. Focus on yourself. Put them blinders on like a horse in a Kentucky Derby, and just you. That's it.
Right.
One lane. Stay out of other people's lane. If you
got see, sometimes when you start looking and then when it doesn't go, okay, that's how they feel about him over there.
Right.
I don't know his situation over there.
Right.
Clearly, they hold him in very high regards.
Yes, sir.
Just because they hold him in high regards, you automatically assume that they're supposed to hold you like that? No, baby, you don't have that relationship.
It's different.
It's very different.
Very different.
Jerry said Zach Martin. I think he's gonna put Zach Martin in the Ring of Fame next year.
Huh?
Yeah, but for what? I mean, there are a lot of great Cowboys. There are a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Bob Lilly, Randy White, Roger Staubach. It was more than a year before they got their number put up in the stadium. Okay, that's Jerry's decision. That's somebody else's decision. Somebody else might have to wait 5, 10, 15 years.
You know, anything when it comes to Jerry, now you got to take whatever he say with a grain of salt now.
Right. Okay. Alabama ain't retired. Okay, I get it. Alabama, probably, I don't think of anybody number that I can think of off the top of my head retired at Alabama.
Oh, sure.
They've had some great ones.
Listen, and that's another.
Joe Namath.
Yeah.
They had Joe Namath. They had Bart Starr. They had Derek Thomas. They've had some unbelievable players come out of there.
Hold on, and that's another school. Now you get to retire some of the greats that came out of Alabama, and they won't have no football team or jerseys.
USC.
That's another school won't have no jerseys.
Ohio State, Michigan. What they gonna say? Oh, dang, he retired Tom Brady jersey at Michigan.
Come on now.
But Tom was good, but Tom wasn't like Tebow or like Cam in college.
Right.
Now you get to the NFL. I mean, you should. If anybody comes to New England and asks for that number, if they even ask to take a picture of it, you should cut them on the spot. Some things like, 7 in Denver, 13 in Miami, 16 and 80.
Yeah.
In San Fran. Come on, what we doing here?
Hold on. 85 in Cincinnati. Come on now.
Isaac Curtis had that number.
Yeah, that's my dog. Isaac Curtis, my dog. But listen, 85 resonates globally. I understand you. It resonates globally.
I didn't mess with you. I'm old enough to remember Isaac Curtis.
Yeah,
that's why.
Listen, Isaac changed the game now. I know about Isaac. I watched film. I watched some of the older.
In downtown, Freddie Brown.
Oh, man, what you know about downtown? Downtown from the crib, man. Eddie Brown.
Yeah, he from the Miami, went to the U.
Yeah, Eddie Brown from down here.
Yeah. And plus, now, Oklahoma with all them Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is. Each school is different. Each school has a different criteria. My brother had his number 2 retired in South Carolina. The year after, I mean, he stopped, retired it. I don't know a whole lot of people that got their number. I think George Rodgers, he won the Heisman Trophy. I think George has his retired. I don't know if I'm trying to think of anybody else. I don't know if Jadavian might have his number retired.
Clowney.
Who? I know George. Okay. Wozniak. Okay. Yeah. So they ain't got a whole lot. Nobody. Well, I don't know, but no. Like sometimes people like when Deshaun went to Clemson, Steve Fuller wore number 4. That number was retired. Deshaun reached out. They pulled. He gave him his blessing. Yes. Yeah. Same thing with Peyton when he went to Denver. 18 with Frank Chapuka had it. He reached out to his family. They said it'd be honored if he'd wore it. Boom, put it back. So, different. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. When I don't know. Like I said, I promise you, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna go to sleep. With this time, I'm gonna, and nope, and later date time, and I don't think about stuff like this, Ocho. I mean, I don't know why people get mad at stuff like this.
No reason to. No reason.
They are. I mean, they're really. I mean, they're really mad about this.
Absolutely. You know why? You know why? We don't need to get into why, but obviously, again, comparing, well, these players, we feel they were much greater at these institutions and these entities when they played and their jerseys aren't retired. But why do you deserve to have, why does it matter? For one, you didn't like those individuals in the first place. And the same people complaining, the same people that are complaining during season and in season.
And you ain't even go to school there. How you complain about somebody else's school and you ain't go there?
There you go.
Now, I would like with them, to give my number to somebody really good to make it look good.
Put that 2 on.
Where they put that 84. No, you can't get 2. 2 is no. That ain't happening. And before I left, they retired number 3. Me and my brother wore 3 in high school. You couldn't get that number either. So, but no, 2, no, that ain't happening. Why would you even want that?
Listen, if I was the youngster, like coming in right now, and going to Savannah State, you might want to let me wear that too.
I'm not gonna do it.
Who? What you mean? What you mean you might want to not? What you talking about?
No.
Man, listen, I'd make that 2 look better. Boy, I mean, listen, you were that boy. But I'm just saying, a young me coming up, going to Savannah State during this time right now, well, you might want to have me, because I'd be out there.
40 touchdowns in 39 games.
How many?
40.
But so that's back then. I might get 60 with what I know now.
Yeah. Oh, what? Man, I think, man, if I hold on, man, after my rookie year, I was like, man, knowing what I know now, if I can go back to college, I average 25 touchdowns a season.
Boy, it's amazing. If only we knew what we knew now and were able to play again like we were in our prime, our younger days. Man, please.
Look, and plus, I think didn't Mahomes? They got the stadium or something named after Mahomes at Texas Tech or something. They wear his paraphernalia, Adidas, right. Mahomes. Yeah.
I mean, well, that makes sense. I know no one can complain and say anything about anything regarding Mahomes.
I don't care who came out of Texas Tech. They're not better than Mahomes, boy. I don't know who came before him or after him, but he the greatest.
Unless you the Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah.
Unless you the Jesus of Nazareth and you don't win the Texas Tech and play quarterback, there will be no comparison.
Nah, his logo is on the field, Ocho.
Yeah.
But I think they got a deal now. They got a deal with Adidas, right? Okay.
Probably.
Yeah, I was thinking so. Yeah. They signed a 10-year deal. Ocho, Travis Hunter says he would quit football if he can't play both sides. He said an NFL team told him he had to focus on wide receiver or cornerback and not play both. It would be game over for him. It's never playing football again because I've been doing this my whole life and I love being on the football field. I feel like I can dominate on each side of the ball. So I really enjoy doing it.
Listen, he's made it clear. He's made it abundantly clear. If a team is willing to draft him, you understand what he wants. He's voiced it many of times. He said it many of times. He has belief. Belief is something. That's what it all starts with. When it comes to playing any sport or doing anything in life, he believes he can do it. If you know you're going to draft him after he's already said what he said, don't let there be any confusion. Don't let there be any confusion. And he already told you what his wishes are, what he's always done. If you want a player that's gonna focus on one particular position, then draft one that can only focus on one particular position.
Yeah, I think teams are going to give him. I don't think he's going to play both sides of the balls as much as he played it in college.
No, probably not. But I think they will grant him his wishes. They will.
I think they'll give him an opportunity. Absolutely, and they should. Yeah. They should. They should give him an opportunity to play both sides of the ball and see how impactful he can be playing it. Yeah. League right now. He said Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. Ward is clearly about Team Titans.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, look, they've canceled their workouts for the next 2, 3, 4 top prospects. So
dead giveaway.
Caleb Williams admits he cried after games this season. Losing in Chicago was brutal. I'll be honest with you. I've never lost this much. When I got home, I got in my bed, I just dropped tears. I was just so beat up mentally, spiritually. He later said, I think the NFL game has become very friendly, and I don't necessarily want to be friends because I want to keep that competitive advantage. Ocho,
Yeah.
what you think?
I mean, I like it, man. We've seen him cry in the stands after a USC game on how much it meant to him. Obviously, they won so much at USC. He was used to winning, and now coming to a structured environment at the highest level with the one percenters, it's not as easy as it was in college. You're gonna have your ups and downs. Now, the difference
Right.
is what he has to understand is most of the wins are gonna be in his hands. He can be responsible for them winning all the time because he has the ball most of the time. So it's based on his decision making and what he decides to do with the ball. Now, with a coach
Right.
like Ben Johnson and having DJ Moore and the rest of that group collectively, you can do some great things because I think Caleb Williams is special. I think he's special in some of the things
I do
he's able
too.
to
I
do.
agree with you, Ocho.
Huh?
I agree.
Oh yeah, he's special in some of the things that he can do. As a quarterback, he's very gifted, and I think he has the right person in Ben Johnson and the rest of that staff to get the most out of him and the potential that he possesses. So I don't think there will be that many tears this coming season. That's a very, very, very difficult division that the Bears are in. So we'll see what happens.
Ocho, the Dolphins are looking to trade Jalen Ramsey. Chris Greer said he thinks it's time for them both to move on separately.
Okay, I have no problem with that. And the only reason they want to move on is because of salary. They just want to get that money off their books. They think they slick. Well, what they should do, if they knew what they were doing, and I love Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey to me is still a top five corner in this NFL, especially when it comes to playing man-to-man, bump and run, off, whatever it may be. Very, very adequate and still good at what he does. I think he should make a move to safety. I think it would be dope, especially going into the back end. I think the McCourty did it as well. The McCourty started out as corners, and then as they got into their 30s, they went to the safety position. And I think it can be a very viable option on another team somewhere else playing the safety position. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
What do you
come
think?
Charles Woodson,
Yes.
Rod Woodson,
Yes.
Aeneas Williams.
Yes.
All those were started out at corner and ended up eventually moving to safety. I mean, look, they signed Tyreek, and it worked out for a while, but I don't know. I'm still not believing that they might move him on draft night, Ocho.
He had one down.
I get it, but I think Ocho, I think it's the kind of the drama that comes along.
Right. Okay, understandable.
With Tyreek.
Right.
Yeah. You drafted Minka Fitzpatrick. You traded him.
Yeah.
Laramie Tunsil. You traded him. You're looking to move on potentially with Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Fitz is one of the best safeties in the league. Tunsil's one of the best left tackles in the league.
Hey,
you can use both of them right now.
Good. Where did Tunsil go? He's not in Houston no more. Now he just went somewhere.
He went to Washington.
Oh, ooh, that's a good one. That's a good move.
Yeah.
That's a good move.
I'm Mike Gesicki is now in Cincinnati. He's up there with Joey B catching passes. I'm confused. I don't really know what the Dolphins are doing.
I have no idea either, because I saw the quote earlier to the write-up about if a team came to us with 2 first-round picks, we'll consider moving Tyreek Hill. I saw that one. And then right after that, I saw the Jalen Ramsey news as well. And so, okay, I'm like, what are we doing? Are we trying to compete? Are we trying to do anything in the AFC East, or are we just trying to give it to Buffalo? Are we just trying to give it to Buffalo each and every year? So obviously what I see going on now is it's going to be years and years and years before we can rebuild. And I'm saying we because I'm from Miami. Years and years before we can rebuild and collectively get a team, whether it be through the draft, whether it be through offseason acquisitions, that can compete with the Buffalo Bills. So obviously all over again. So it goes New England dominating the AFCs for a very long time. Now all of a sudden it's going to be the Buffalo Bills dominating the AFCs for a very long time. When is it going to be our turn? And this is coming from a Dolphin fan since 1968. When is it going to be our turn? But that's neither here nor there.
It ain't going to be your turn this year. That's for damn sure.
It sure ain't. Not the way they moving.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know, I think Terran Armstead, didn't he just retire?
He retired.
Y'all left tackle, he was injured last year. I think he just retired.
And what's the other left tackle? Oh, that's the one from the Cowboys.
Oh, you talking about Tyron
Yeah,
Smith?
he's retiring too, ain't he?
Yeah. He signed a ceremonial contract, I think, tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Terran Armstead, I think he retired.
Oh man, that ain't good. It's not getting better.
No,
Not getting better.
it's not looking good for you guys.